What if one machine could replace half your farm crew, and pay for itself in a single season? Farming today moves fast. Between feeding livestock, stacking hay, hauling feed, and keeping everything running, time is the one thing you never have enough of. That's exactly why thousands of farmers across America are switching to the JCB telescopic handler, and never looking back. Here's what makes it different. This machine lifts higher, reaches further, and moves more load faster than any standard tractor loader on the market. We're talking stacking 1-ton hay bales 10 high, right up to your barn roof, using space you didn't even know you had. And the versatility? Unreal. One day you're facing silage, next you're lifting rafters, pulling processors out of choppers, loading mixers, clearing frozen bunkers. All with one machine and a quick attachment swap. Real farmers running this machine are clocking 9 hours a day, 200 hours a month, and still raving about how smooth, powerful, and reliable it is. What if you could harvest more crops, burn less fuel, and actually make it home before midnight, every single season? Farming isn't just a job, it's a battle. You plan everything. You sacrifice sleep. You pray the weather cooperates. And after all that, you still hope the harvest delivers. But what if hope wasn't enough? What if you could know you'd win? That's exactly what the new AF9 and AF10 combines are built for. These machines pack 27% more horsepower, which means faster cutting, smoother crop flow, and way less wear on your equipment. You're covering more ground in fewer hours, and spending less fuel doing it. The rotor inside is 40% longer. The grain cleaning system is 35% bigger. That's not an upgrade, that's a completely different league. Maintenance used to eat your day. Now, service points are easier to reach, so you spend more time in the field and less time under the machine. And the tech? It comes built in, no subscriptions, no extra costs. What if your excavator could save you up to 18% on fuel, without changing how you work? Here's exactly how. Hey, if you're running a backhoe excavator on job sites, fuel costs are probably eating into your profits every single day. I'm Yvonne, and today I'm going to show you how the CAT backhoe excavator is built to put that money back in your pocket. Let's start with the hydraulic system. Most machines waste power by pushing too much or too little fluid at the wrong time. The CAT's variable flow pump automatically balances pressure and flow based on what you're actually doing, so the engine isn't working harder than it needs to. That means less fuel burned, quieter operation, and parts that last longer because the system runs cooler. Now here's something really practical, the brake and traction selector. 3 positions. 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, or the smart middle option where you drive on 2 wheels but brake on all 4. That middle setting gives you better control on slippery ground while reducing tire wear and fuel use at the same time. Is your excavator wobbling like jelly every time you use it? That one loose bolt could cost you thousands. Watch this 2-minute fix before your next job. Hey everyone, today I'm going to show you something super simple that most machine operators completely overlook, and ignoring it can seriously damage your equipment over time. We're talking about stabilizer legs on your backhoe loader. When these get loose, your whole machine starts shaking during operation, and that's not just annoying, it's dangerous. Here's the fix. First, always lock your boom into position before touching anything. Safety first, always. Now, here's what most people miss. Each leg actually has 2 adjustment points. One at the back, and one hidden underneath. That hidden one? Almost everyone forgets it. Don't be that person. Grab a 3/4 drive ratchet, clear out any dirt from the hole, and simply tighten it up. No special skills needed. Just a few turns until it feels firm and snug. Do both legs, and you're done. Now your machine sits rock solid, giving you cleaner, safer. What if your planter could add 14 extra bushels per acre, just by switching equipment? Farming is getting harder every year. Input costs are rising, margins are shrinking, and every single pass across that field has to count. So when Case IH rebuilt their planter completely from scratch, farmers paid attention, and what they found changed everything. The new 2150 planter isn't just another upgrade. It's simpler to run, tougher in the field, and precise enough to plant at higher speeds without sacrificing accuracy. Real farmers using it are reporting corn emerging 2 to 3 days earlier than their neighbors, and gaining up to 14 bushels per acre. What makes it different? The delta force down pressure keeps each row stable even at speed. The V-drive system stays accurate around every curve. The closing discs create better seed-to-soil contact, so germination happens faster and more evenly. Most people operate mini excavators completely wrong, and it's costing them power, stability, and could even flip their machine. Here's what nobody tells you. Hey, I'm Greg from Caterpillar's mini excavator team, and today I'm going to show you one simple trick that will completely change how you use your machine. If you're running a mini excavator under 3 tons, where you position your blade isn't just a preference, it's everything. Watch what happens when most operators dig with the blade in front. The machine lifts right off the ground. Zero digging power. It's fighting itself. Now flip it around, blade behind you, pinning the rear down, and suddenly that same machine digs like a beast. That's the difference between working smart and working hard. Same rule applies on rough terrain or slopes. Keep the blade behind you, just slightly raised. If it touches the ground going uphill, that's your machine telling you, stop, something needs to change. Loading onto a trailer? Same thing. Blade behind, boom stretched forward for balance. Smooth, safe, controlled every time. What if your tractor ride felt less like working a field, and more like driving a luxury car? Farming is hard work, but what if your equipment actually made it easier? Meet the quad-track heavy-duty suspension, and it's about to change everything you thought you knew about riding a tractor. Imagine this. You're out in the field, engine running, sun up. But instead of feeling every bump and jolt through your bones, the ride is smooth. Almost silent. That's because this machine cuts vibration by up to 40% right at your seat. Less shaking means less fatigue, and less fatigue means you work longer, stronger, and smarter every single day. In speed, you're now moving at 26.5 miles per hour. That means you cover more ground, finish faster, and spend less time driving, and more time actually farming. Every part of this machine was built with one person in mind, you. The suspension hugs the ground perfectly, the track tension adjusts itself automatically, and the heavy-duty build with stronger joints and greaseless parts means this thing is made to last. What if one machine could do the job of 5? Let me show you exactly why smart contractors across Latin America are choosing Caterpillar backhoe loaders, and never looking back. Let's be honest, in construction, time is money. Every minute your machine sits idle, every drop of fuel wasted, every hour spent on maintenance, it's all eating into your profit. So today, we're breaking down exactly how Caterpillar backhoe loaders help you earn more and spend less. First, versatility. This machine's front bucket isn't just a bucket. It grabs rocks, pushes dirt, levels ground, and even works like a forklift with built-in forks. One machine, endless possibilities. The rear arm? It rotates a full 205 degrees, digs deeper with an extendable boom, and even has a hydraulic thumb for grabbing irregular materials. All controlled right from the cab. Second, fuel savings. The smart hydraulic system delivers full power without flooring the engine. Plus, one button activates eco mode. Most people attach equipment wrong, and it costs them time, money, and even their safety. Here's exactly how to do it right in under 5 minutes. If you're running a cat skid steer, multi-terrain, or compact track loader, this video is going to save you a serious headache on the job site. These machines can do almost anything when paired with the right attachment. But here's the thing, how you connect that attachment matters just as much as which one you pick. Let's break it down simply. First, drive slowly into the work tool and tilt it back until it locks in place. If your machine has a powered quick coupler, you can engage the pins right from your seat with the flip of a switch. Super easy. If you have a manual coupler, step out safely, always use 3 points of contact getting on and off, and lock the pins by hand. Once it's connected, test it. Press the tool down, drag it back, and watch for any movement. If it shifts, it's not secure. Visually confirm the pins are fully engaged before you do anything else. What if your tractor could think, move, and work harder than ever before, all on its own? Farmers, meet the machine that's about to change everything on your field. The brand new John Deere 8R and 8RX tractors are here, and they're not just bigger. They're smarter, faster, and built for the way you actually work. We're talking up to 634 horsepower packed into a machine that still turns tight, moves quick, and gives you a clear view of everything around you. And with peak power technology, you get an extra 40 horsepower exactly when you need it most, no wasted energy, just pure performance on demand. Planting season is your most critical window, and this tractor was built to own it. Pull wider, heavier equipment at faster speeds while the machine automatically optimizes your seed placement and fertilizer use. Less waste, more yield. One tank gets you 14 hours of non-stop work, and smart automation handles the repetitive stuff so you stay focused on what matters. Inside the cab, everything is redesigned around you: cleaner controls, better visibility, and technology that connects your entire fleet together. This is where raw power meets real intelligence. The new John Deere 8R and 8RX, smarter, faster, stronger. Order yours today. What if I told you there's a bulldozer that just dethroned the king of construction sites? For years, Caterpillar's D6XE has been the machine everyone measured themselves against. But John Deere just showed up with something that doesn't just compete, it wins. Meet the brand new John Deere 850 X-Tier. And this thing is built different. John Deere didn't just wake up one day and decide to build this. They spent over 3 million hours in the field testing and perfecting their electric drive technology. That's not confidence, that's proof. So they took the 850 X-Tier and put it head-to-head against the Cat D6XE in real dirt, real conditions, slot trenching, backfilling, grading, the kind of brutal work that separates machines from legends. Here's what happened. In slot trenching, the 850 matched the Cat cycle for cycle, but moved 136 more cubic yards of material in a single 8-hour shift. In grading, it burned 13% less fuel while moving more material per gallon. And when the ground pushed back hard, the 850's electric drive responded instantly, zero lag, full power, every single time. The Cat D6XE had its moment. But John Deere just changed the game. Did you know that over 90% of operators killed in dozer accidents were considered experienced? That means skill alone won't save you, but these habits will. Here's the truth nobody tells you before you climb into a dozer: the machine doesn't keep you safe. You do. The John Deere 1050K is built with incredible safety features, but none of them matter if you don't use them. Start with the basics. Buckle your seatbelt before you start the engine. That rollover protection structure above your head won't save you if you get thrown from the seat. People think they can hold on or jump free if a machine tips. That thinking has cost lives. Before you move an inch, check your controls. Before you break ground, call your local utility service. One buried gas line or electrical cable can turn a workday into a tragedy. You're not just responsible for yourself out there. You're responsible for everyone around you. No passengers, ever. One seat, one operator. Slow down near trenches, rough terrain, and tight spaces. Cross obstacles at an angle. Work slopes diagonally from the bottom up. When you're done, park level, lower the blade, let the engine cool, and lock the machine up. Loading onto a trailer? That's actually when most tip-overs happen. Use a spotter, secure the machine at every corner, and know your overhead clearance before you drive anywhere. The 1050K is a powerful, well-engineered machine, but iron and hydraulics don't make decisions. You do. Every single day, make the safe choice, because that other guy accidents happen to? He thought the same thing as you. This farmer hasn't sat in a tractor cab in months, and his fields have never looked better. I've been farming for over 40 years. And every spring, the moment I till the soil and that fresh earth smell hits me, I remember exactly why I do this. But farming was never easy. When I started out, everything was done by hand. Every single tractor was driven manually. You had to follow a line across the field, and if the sun hit wrong, if it got dark, if the ground was wet, you'd lose it. And your rows would come out crooked. My name is Doug. I farm about 2,000 acres of corn and soybeans in Blue Earth, Minnesota. Fourth generation farmer. And I never thought I'd live to see a tractor drive itself. But one day, I walked out to my field, opened an app on my phone, swiped, and watched a tractor with nobody in it start working the land. Turning at the end of rows. Doing everything I used to do. Perfectly. Now I can check fuel, track progress, and monitor the whole operation from my phone. If the tractor spots something unusual, it stops and asks me what to do. That's not science fiction. That's my Tuesday morning. The biggest problem in farming has always been labor. Needing a lot of people for a short amount of time. This solves that. The tractor runs 24 hours straight. No breaks. No overtime. And me? I'm finally running my farm like a business, not just surviving it. If you think farmers are stuck in the past, think again. The future just showed up in a cornfield in Minnesota. What if your cornhead could basically think for itself, and help you harvest more grain while doing less work? That's exactly what Kia just built. Meet the C500, the cornhead that's changing everything about how you harvest. Built for model year 2025, the C500 series comes in multiple row sizes so it fits your operation, whether you're running a smaller setup or going full scale across wide open fields. Here's what makes it different. This thing was designed around 3 simple goals: move more crop, lose less grain, and keep you running longer without breakdowns. Let's start with the auger. The C500 has the biggest cross auger in the entire industry, nearly 24 inches wide. That means crop flows smoother, transfers better into your combine, and you get over 30% more capacity when conditions get tough. Wet fields, heavy crop, downed corn, it powers right through. And grain loss? Your animals give everything to you. So what are you giving them? We see you, up before sunrise, out in the rain, working through the heat. You never cut corners when it comes to your animals, and honestly, that says everything about who you are. That's exactly why John Deere built the all-new F8 and F9 forage harvesters the same way you work, with zero shortcuts. These machines don't just look powerful, they are powerful. The engines are built to deliver more strength at lower speeds, which means less wear, more efficiency, and fuel that actually works for you instead of against you. And the crop processing? Completely redesigned. Bigger cutting surfaces mean your feed gets broken down better, and better feed means healthier animals and more milk production. Simple as that. But here's what really sets it apart: it's smart, too. One button gets your harvester ready to roll. The machine automatically adjusts its own speed based on conditions, so you can stay focused on the bigger picture. Oh, and that cab? The biggest John Deere has ever built. Because long days deserve real comfort. The F8 and F9, built for the ones who never quit. This man started with just 2 crews in 1997. Today, he runs a 30-person operation, and he says one thing made all the difference. Steve Olson never planned to build an empire. Back in 1997, he said, "I'll keep it simple, just 2 crews." But something happened along the way. The business grew, the team grew, and every time Steve walks through that office today, he stops and thinks, "Wow, I never saw this coming." And honestly, that feeling never gets old. Here's what Steve figured out that most business owners miss: your equipment isn't just a tool. It's your biggest investment, and if it's sitting idle, breaking down, or burning extra fuel, you're not just losing money today, you're losing tomorrow too. That's why his entire fleet runs on John Deere's Operations Center. Before his guys even pull up to a job site, they already know what's wrong with the machine, what parts to bring, and how to fix it fast. No guessing, no wasted trips, no downtime, and every single machine covered under extended warranty. Because in this industry, a surprise repair bill can wreck your whole month, but a known monthly cost? That's just smart business. Steve's secret isn't luck. It's preparation, the right tools, and a dealer that treats you like family, whether you're a one-man show or a 30-person crew. Because at the end of the day, if your equipment isn't running, neither is your business. What if your backhoe could make you more money just by upgrading the cab? Let me show you exactly what John Deere changed, and why operators are calling this the biggest improvement in years. Hooked. Hey everyone, I'm Michael Johnson, a backhoe product consultant with John Deere, and today I'm standing in front of two machines that look almost identical. But one of them is about to change everything you thought you knew about operating a backhoe. The 2025 John Deere P-Tier backhoe got a serious cab upgrade, and I'm going to walk you through every single improvement, from the outside all the way inside, so you know exactly what you're getting. Starting from the top, the roofline is sleeker and cleaner, and you can now get factory-installed LED strobe lights built right in. No aftermarket hassle, just order it done. Speaking of lights, depending on your model, you've got options. The G-Tier starts standard and can go up to 4 LEDs. The P-Tier? You're getting 10 lights standard, with the option to upgrade all 10 to